Hi, I'm Enamait from rosstraining.com. What I want to do in this video is film what's yet another update to a video that I filmed a few weeks ago. The video where I discussed focus within a workout, training without distractions. Went on to describe that aggressive, rage-like mentality that I have and apply to a strenuous workout. Now, since I filmed that video, I had a lot of questions, a lot of comments come in. Some of the comments were from people who share similar feelings. So it's nice to know that, hey, I'm not the only crazy one out there. A lot of others apply rage and aggression to their workouts, and as a result, they perform more and better work. And that ultimately is the goal. I've had others, though, ask questions about that mentality, where I said, I reach a point where I'm almost out of control. So questions have come in and said, look, if you get to the point where you're almost out of control, is it possible for that mentality to work against you? Where now maybe you're making mistakes. Maybe you're doing things that just don't make sense. If you stepped out of that out of control mentality and critically examined what was taking place, would you say, why am I doing that? Why did I do that? It didn't make any sense. That wasn't me. Because when I get to the point where I'm so psyched up and I'm almost out of control, I don't even think it is me. I feel as if I'm someone else. I am so psyched up where all I'm thinking about is my next set, my next rep. How me and the bar, whatever I'm working with, are about to do battle. And for me, that's a good thing. Can I get out of control, though, and make mistakes? It's possible. And what I want to do in this video is talk about one example. Now, before I share this example, let me start by saying that I'm not sharing the example in hopes that you all go out and copy what I do. Instead, my hope in sharing the example is that you'll take the time to critically examine your own training, identify potential distractions, potential mistakes, or mistakes that you've made in the past, and then do what you can to prevent or correct them. For example, as I said in a previous video, I don't train with my phone on me. I don't want to see the phone when I'm lifting. I don't want to hear text, I don't want to see emails, I don't want to see social networks. That's a distraction. I don't train with someone who's going to be chatting between sets. Again, a distraction. So I cut those off. They're not here when I'm lifting, when I'm training. Another example, though, of a mistake that I've been prone to make in the past is one in regards to time. If I'm lifting heavy, I get myself so psyched up, and I actually enjoy the process of performing the lift. A mistake that I've made is not resting enough in between sets. I don't want to rest. When I'm amped up to the point that I'm out of control, all I want to do is get on the next set. Now, if I examine myself logically afterward, I'd say, wow, I only rested 38 seconds in between sets. I probably should have rested 5 minutes. That's happened to me before. Okay, maybe not those exact numbers, but the point is I've rushed into the next set. So suppose I'm performing heavy deadlifts. I know I'm going to need ample rest in between sets if I'm going to continually perform sets with that heavy load. If I cut the rest off and rush into my next set, I'm not going to be able to maintain that workload, that volume throughout the workout. I'm going to get to a point where I just can't continue performing the sets. I didn't rest long enough. So for me, I need to have some type of understanding of time in between sets. I'm out of control. Well, the timer is going to help me stay in control. For me, the way I do that is with a stopwatch. Okay, now before I get to discussing the stopwatch, you might say, well, why not use, I got a digital clock here. We got seconds, minutes, everything. It's usually on the wall or on a shelf. For me, though, nice clock, that's a distraction. It's happened to me before. I've had clocks like that go flying across the wall and smash off the brick wall off camera here because it distracts me. When I'm in that out of control mentality, a distraction like that will piss me off to the point that I'd rather smash the clock and deal with it afterward. For example, suppose I finish the set right now. I deadlift, I put the bar down, I turn around. Okay, we've got 2:38 and 11 seconds. So now in my head I've got to think, okay, I want to rest about, say, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. So that's going to be, and then I've got to try to figure out when I want to start my next set. So just thinking of when the next 3 or 4 minutes is going to be on that clock, whether it takes me a second to do so, that to me is a distraction. What happens, and what has happened before, is 2 minutes from now, I start psyching myself up, and I'll forget what time I finished the set. And it's not because I have a bad memory, It's because I'm so focused on the lift that I never even registered what time I stopped the last lift. I looked at it, I glanced at it, but I never put it to memory. It didn't register, I didn't process it. That's a potential mistake that I can make, and I will make because I've made it before. So the solution for me was a stopwatch. 0, 0, 0. I finished my set. I just grabbed the watch. Boom. Hit the button, I put it down, maybe on a shelf, or sometimes I have a stool out. Just put it down. So now, I start pacing back and forth. A lot of times I'm pacing back and forth in between sets. I'm mumbling all types of things, beating on my chest, whatever I'm doing. I'm out of control. But as I'm out of control, I'll glance over. Oh, okay, it's been a minute and 48 seconds, or whatever it's been. So I'm out of control, but the clock gives me a little bit of a reminder. Now, I'm not a slave to the clock. I don't need to have a precise rest period, but I want to have some type of ballpark figure. So it's been a minute, 48 seconds, suppose. Well, say I set out to rest 3 minutes. I might not look at it again. I know I'm close. We're almost 2/3 of the way there. So I'll use that last minute, whether it actually is a minute or not, to prepare myself to approach the bar, to perform the next set. Now, whether it comes out to be 2 minutes and 45 seconds or 3 minutes and 15 seconds, doesn't really matter to me. At least, I haven't only rested 38 seconds or whatever it may have been. I haven't rushed into the exercise without resting at all, which is what I've been known to do when I'm not paying attention to the clock. So yes, I need to be aware of time, but I can't be bothered looking at a clock or using an interval time or whatever. I need to just have something real simple, give me a precise number, and stay out of my way. So for me, again, simple as a $7, $8 stopwatch. You see something like this, you might think it's pretty insignificant during a heavy lifting session, but for me, it makes all the difference in the world. So whether or not this is going to help you, I don't know. The point, though, is understand and identify where you may make mistakes, where you've maybe made them before. Critically evaluate what you do, what's distracted you before, and then figure out a way to prevent it. Do the best that you can. At least even thinking about it is a step in the right direction if you haven't tried to do so before. So as always, if you have any questions about this or anything else, email me at ross@rosstraining.com.